Lech Wałęsa, former shipyard worker and Poland's elder statesman, awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for steering his country to democracy, is outraged.
Otóż już jestem starszym człowiekiem, jak pan wie, 76 lat. Myślałem sobie wypoczywać i chodzić na grzybki, na rybki, no ale to, co widzę, to mi się nie podoba i znów zacząłem walczyć.
My name is Lukman. I'm from Nigeria, and I have been living in Poland for almost like 4 years right now. I started studying in Polytechnica. I studied aerospace engineering, and then later on I changed my specialty into international relations. In the future, for sure, I would love to go back to my country and hopefully I'll get a very good job in what I study, whether it's aerospace or international relation, anywhere. Polish is very hard, but I tried. I have a girlfriend, but still it didn't help. I had a very great experience living in Poland. All the people that I met during my stay here has been really good for me, and they're really kind. At that time, I don't have a job. They have been there for me for the whole time. But the bad experience I had was the first time I had a job in a factory. So I met someone that kind of, I can't say Islamophobia or something like that. So the guy, we're having a very nice conversation, very nice person. But the moment a conversation started about religious, he kind of like changed the whole tone of how he perceived someone as a religious person, most especially a Muslim person. Till I leave this country, I will never talk about religious beliefs with any person, whether you believe in religious or you don't have anything against religious beliefs. I'm not gonna even have that conversation with you. It asked me, do you believe in God? I tell him, yeah. So do you pray all the time? I said, yeah. And so do you believe in Allah? I told him, yeah. Then all of a sudden he spat in my front. So since from that time, the whole relationship changes. Like I told you, I play football in a club, so I know how it is. They always want to talk, want to speak to you, but when you meet those ones that are above 30, you see the difference. I just told myself, like, from now on, I'm never gonna talk about any religious beliefs or anything with anyone. I'm gonna believe in what I believe, and you have to be yourself.
I'm Indonesian, yeah. My name is Kulsum Marsabesi Bisalzeska. Yeah, yes, I'm married to a policeman. Yes, and I have one daughter. Yeah, she is 7 years old right now. And I could say, first time when I have been, standing in this land, yeah, in this country. Oh my God, this makes it feeling, a lot of things, exciting, but also so naive. Just the fact that, now I'm speaking Polish, it's also make me proud, because the situation actually pushing me, to do more, to understand more. There is one open time I was on bus, and one woman, stood for me, when the one man accused me, because I do understand, he say, hey, Arab, Pakistan, come back to your country. I feel, this funny, that's so funny things. I say, oh, do I look like Pakistan? That's very funny. Or do I look like Arab? That's funny, really. So it indicates, such ignorance, in the society. This means something wrong in their heart. Because actually, people not just react like this. Something must inside, or they ever experience with the people. and suddenly they throw their, their, we can say, rubbish feeling, to the other people. So we shouldn't react, in the negative way or something. The best is silent. When I have been traveling with my daughter, and like really there is very big things, my daughter fallen down from the bus, and no one help. Yes. And people just walking like this is make me like like feeling like, oh my God, I'm alone in this country.
My name is Tanmay. I am a student ambassador of the private university Collegium Civitas. I am also an actor. I also work in graphic design. So that's for my profession. My background, I am Indian Polish. My father being from here and my mother actually being completely Indian. Since the age of 7, I've been raised in Warsaw. Actually, scratch that, I've been raised in Pruszków, which is a very specific place. We have our own history there. During my education, it really had a big effect on me about how I deal with people, how I deal with problems, how I deal with that multicultural understanding that really helps in the workplace and also in like face-to-face communication. Yes, I do speak Polish. Możemy po polsku rozmawiać, nie ma żadnego problemu. My profession is based here, my studies are based here, my family, most importantly, is based here, and my partner is based here. So I'm planning to at least stay here for a few more years and plan my career out. When it comes to my personal experience, growing up in a very, as I said, very racially charged area in Pruszków, it's not easy being a brown person who speaks perfect Polish and being the only brown person in a bus. So I can give many examples of people actually looking at me, staring at me, swearing, saying kurwa or other words to me. And in their mind they think I don't get it, but they also don't know that I am from this country. Words don't really matter when they're from people that don't matter. And obviously this is in no way that Polish people don't matter. Obviously people matter. It's just that the hate that they try to spew is not really required. There have been multiple times, even when I was a 10-year-old kid, I've been going on the bus and I remember a hooligan, and I could see it's a hooligan, shaved head, Legia scarf on his neck, wearing all dress, and coming to me, and he was saying something to me, and my Polish wasn't that good to understand it by then. And I just basically took it as this guy trying to communicate with me. Me, in my innocent mind, I was trying to actually understand him. Until my classmate who was with me actually explained to me, and who was white as well, explained to me what this guy was saying. Jebane ciapaty wypierdalaj z mojego kraju. To a child. I was 10, probably. I actually didn't know. I understood it probably a year later about what that actually means. And a few more things happened, especially on the Independence Day, which I was a part of. I actually posted the story online, on news outlets as well, to let people know how it is. I saw the two faces of Polish society. Me and my uncle who had come from India to see specifically what the Polish celebration looks like of Independence Day.
This is Independence Day.
It started as a small event with just a few hundred people, but over the years it grew, and in the last years it had about 200,000 people, which makes it the biggest far-right gathering anywhere. And I think the growth of this one event illustrates the social acceptance of radical nationalist ideology, especially among the younger people.
We were going from Dworze Centralne, the hub of all the meeting places in Centrum, in Warsaw, to our at the time where our restaurant was. And there was this puny little guy, all dressed in leather, also like with Polish flags all over him, who came to me and he said, "Witam." I said, "Witam, dzień dobry." And he said, "Wypierdalaj." And I said, "Słucham." He said, "To jest mój kraj. I człowiek, który wygląda jak ty, nie powinien być w moim kraju." It means a person that looks like you should not be in our country. This was 2-3 years ago. These are people who have power in unity. Of course, it hurt me a lot. Another thing that happened on the same day, and now I think this is going to help the people understand why I love this country so much. 10 minutes after this thing happened, me and my uncle are walking. I'm traumatized by this moment, and I'm going through an area, and a Polish couple actually is walking by, and they look very educated. You know, they're wearing good clothes, they're wearing the Polish armbands. They actually see us coming, and I say, and what, like they have a little baby girl with them, and that girl comes to me and she says, "Oh, dzień dobry." I said, "Dzień dobry." And those parents of that girl come to me and they say, "Dzień dobry, witam, czy wszystko dobrze?" I said, yeah, wszystko dobrze. They actually don't know me, they've never seen me before, neither have they seen my uncle before. They say, "Więc pierwszy raz w naszym kraju?" I said, "Nie. Jestem właśnie z Pruszkowa, ja prawie całe życie mieszkam tutaj w Polsce. My whole life I've spent in Poland, I am from Pruszków." They say, "Oh, and so you must be familiar with everything." I said, "Yeah, well, unfortunately." And she said, "Oh, what happened?" I said, "Well, a little while ago, this person came up to me. He tried to initiate a problem." And they said, "We're sorry." And I'm gonna be honest with this. I don't think Poland is a racist country. I think Poland is a scared country because the people here have actually worked from nothing to where they are now.
We are not enemy. We are not going to take your land. We come here to, as human being, to experience life, to connecting, if people on fire, don't put fire more, yeah? We come with the respect and honor, so we should, treat as well like this,
We can't change the system individually, just like an individual can't affect us. And I talked about unity earlier, and that same unity is what is gonna fix this thing. The stronger the bond between cultures is, the stronger the unity between the cultures, and the stronger we can defend ourselves to problems like these. Don't make jokes about things that can hurt others. Don't make jokes about somebody's skin color, thinking that you're going to get a response from the people. Start from that. One of my best friends is Polish, Adam. I would do anything for him because he has done a lot for me. Extend out your hand and say, "Hi, I'm from here, you're from there. Let's try to get to know each other." Isn't that the whole point of politics? Isn't that the whole point of student unions? Isn't that the whole point of football, basketball? Isn't that the whole point? Extend out a hand and always remember, the word that comes out of your mouth can either be, as I said, an olive branch